Right, so we're working on this shooter game, and this time I want to add a feature just by adding the feature with no spec written in advance or anything. This is really good for kind of well-scoped changes. The feature I want to add is firing. So press the space key. The soldier, the player should fire a bullet. So I'll get going. Hi. So I've got this game. You can see the spec that I've included in the context for you. Inspect.md. I want to add a new feature where the player can fire bullets. So when the space key is pressed, then I want to generate a bullet and it should just fly off in the direction that the player is facing, at like a reasonable speed, like not super fast, not super slow. Let's draw the bullet as a black circle, maybe radius of 5. And I want to obviously create a new entity called bullet for this, and we'll need some new systems to handle the movement of the bullet, or a new system for that. And also, I forgot to say, when a bullet hits an obstacle, then I want the bullet to just disappear, completely removed from the game. And so you can see the list of entities. I think it's in the top level somewhere. So when a bullet hits an obstacle, remove the bullet from that list of entities, and that'll just make it disappear from the game. Ask me any questions you got. Okay, so I gave it sort of the blurb, but also we've got this nice spec to give it the basic structure of the project too. So I'm going to paste in that blurb that I just sort of said out loud. Again, voice to text, incredible technique, love using it. Now it's just reading the repo to sort of get the different parts. So obviously it's reading the input buffer there to figure out how we'd register the space key being pressed. It's having a look at the player because it knows that's involved, the existing collision system. So here's another thing. I mean, I'm always just looking at the code coming out, scanning its approach, just because it's amazing how many little sort of adjustments you can catch just in seeing the code spool out. So it's creating a bullet component, which is great. That's what I wanted it to do. Then it's gone. Is it done? Oh, it's done the bullet system. Great. And it's got the bullet entity constructor here. Yeah, create bullet. Okay, that's good. And then so now it's working on the bullet component, bullet system. I guess it's had a bit of a kerfuffle about the bullet system here. So this is the movement and this is the remove. So yeah, if we want to remove a bullet, then we just delete it. That makes sense. This is a bit weird that we call remove bullet on the system. I wonder what that's called. Let's go and check it out. Oh, not called at all yet. Okay, that's all weird. But I guess maybe it's doing that right now. I can also see that there's an error in bullet. I'm pretty sure that file exists in components. Where is components? So we've got bullet. Okay, so I think this is just a TypeScript error, to be honest. So let's just restart. I'm sorry, it's just a TypeScript server not noticing that there's been a new file. So hopefully that should solve that problem. Okay, great. So it's done. Let's definitely try it out first, see where we get to. All right, this has been great. Oh, okay, fantastic. I mean, the bullets are a bit slow, they're probably a bit big, but we're basically done here. So that's fantastic. So I think we'll just stop then. We'll definitely accept this code. Let's go and find out about that remove bullet thing. This seems a little weird. Like, when does that happen? Handle bullet collisions. So this is fascinating stuff. So all of this spawn stuff, that seems reasonable to stick that on the game, but having fire bullet be here is a little strange, I would say, because we're using an ECS system. We kind of want to just delegate this to the right system. So I'm going to ask it to refactor this, actually. So I guess the main changes we want are fire bullet, handle bullet collisions, and remove bullet to be actually kind of delegated to just a plain system. So I'm going to explain that because this doesn't really feel like we're really programming in an ECS style so much as we want to. Okay, this looks great. It works perfectly in terms of the functionality. However, I do want you to adjust the implementation a bit. So we're using an ECS system here. So what I would expect to happen is for there to be all of the logic to be handled in systems. And right now we've got this slightly odd for example, we've got remove bullet as a kind of a special function, whereas let's go and, just move that code to the relevant system. Similarly, we've got in the game file, we've got handle bullet collisions and fire bullet that are just kind of functions just on the game. And again, that feels like that's pushing too much knowledge up to a high level. We want to delegate that functionality to systems as well. So, what I would do is I would say, let's have a bullet collision system and move all the handle bullet collision stuff there and get rid of the remove bullet function and, just put that into the bullet collision system. And let's also, with a fire bullet, let's create a player firing system or something and move that code over there. And I think that's going to feel a lot more ECS. But yeah, just take your knowledge of ECS and do it in an ECS. Do everything in an ECS way that we've built so far with this bullet feature. Go for it. Okay, so that's all going to go in and it's going to churn away and generate some more code. First of all, I'm keeping this all in the same chat because it's got a ton of context about what it just did, and so that's going to be useful for it to reference rather than creating a whole new chat and it not being so aware of what it's done recently. And also, I think because we were scanning the code, we kind of saw this slightly strange implementation it had come up with, and we can just correct it and just because we noticed we can redirect. Okay, great. So it's kind of taking our suggestions, which is not surprising because, generally if you tell it to do something specific, it will do it if it can. So we've got a player firing system, we've got a bullet collision system. That's looking much more sensible to me at any rate. And then we've got the bullet system being adjusted. And then hopefully, the game class should get a lot simpler now. So let's see, we've got a little error here somewhere. Okay, fine. Remove bullet is gone now. Hopefully it'll spot that. It's just updating the game class. Okay, great. Yeah, so we deleted a bunch of code. That's what I wanted to happen. Fantastic. The error's gone. Okay, great. So I'm going to accept this so I can see a bit more cleanly what happened. Okay, great. So now we've got, just got the new systems having update called on them. That's much nicer. And then presumably all the rest of you have just got all these. We've got the player firing system. We've got the bullet system. We've got the bullet collision system. We've got the bullet.ts. Okay, there are more refactors that I think we could make here. Like, it's a little weird that we've got the bullet system, which is all generic. It'd be good to be specific about that. And also I noticed that we've got the bullet collision system and the collision system. Again, probably refactor that. But just for the sake of time, we'll pause there and I'll come back to these refactors in a bit. But the good news is the code works great, and some more obvious changes we can make. Smaller bullets, faster moving and stuff like that. But this was great. Pretty damn good for 9.5 minutes. Cool. Thanks for watching.